Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. Steve Bruce has been sacked as Newcastle manager and all I'll say is I'm not surprised. We spoke about this after the game against Tottenham at the weekend. I was surprised he didn't get sacked straight away. He has been sacked now. Apparently it's by mutual consent. I just want to say straight away, look, whether you're a Newcastle fan excited, and look, let's be honest, there'll be lots of Newcastle fans now going, we wish you all the best. I hope you're all best. I hope you're best. It's like the guy or the woman, let's not be sexist, who's in a relationship they don't want to be in. They find somebody new that they want to be with, and then they break up. They think, oh my God, they're going to go mad that I'm leaving them. And then when you tell them that they're leaving, they go, you know what, I sort of agree with you. And then you can go, oh, what a lovely person they were. What a lovely, as you drive off with the girl or boy you want to be with. Oh, what a lovely person they were. And I think there'll be a lot of Newcastle fans this morning going, you know what, Steve Bruce, what a guy. What a nice guy. What a lovely guy Steve Bruce was. Oh, we wish him all the best as long as he's not at our club. And that's the truth. And there's no reason to feel guilty about that. You'll get certain people in the media, you'll get certain people who are a bit bitter who'll go, oh, it's a bloody disgrace. It's a bloody disgrace they didn't give Steve Bruce a chance in the transfer market. He's got 3 points from 18, 3 points from 24. Like, that's relegation form even if Mike Ashley's still in charge. The sacking of Steve Bruce makes total sense. He shouldn't be given an opportunity when he's had such a I mean, look, he's not had any money to spend. He's got a Newcastle squad and he's had a terrible start to the season. 3 points from 24, isn't it? So, I'd expect him to be sacked anyway. But now that Newcastle have got new owners, they always want to bring their own person in. To be fair, if Newcastle were in the top 6, they'd probably give him till Christmas. But I still think they're going to sack him at some point. It's inevitable. So this is logical. It makes sense. It's very easy. I'm only surprised they didn't do it on Monday. You know, they've done it on Wednesday instead. So the interesting thing for me is who they're going to go with next. There is no Steve Bruce legacy. He had his time at Newcastle. I think Steve Bruce will take it on the chin. He will accept it. It was always going to happen. He was realistic about it, and it should have happened. And he will end up as manager of Hull or Sheffield United or something like that, because at that level, Steve Bruce is a decent coach. So there's no worries about that. As I said on Sunday, Steve Bruce is never a top 6 manager, and that's where Newcastle want to be ASAP. So Bruce goes, who they bring in next. For me, the interesting thing when you look at the odds is that Paulo Fonseca, he was at Roma last year, Mourinho took his job. That's a really interesting one, and he's short odds. I mean, to me, this is a manager that's only going to be at Newcastle for a year or so. So Newcastle have got to be careful here. I've said this before. It's going to be very interesting to observe what Newcastle do, because what do they do? What are their owners? Man City's owners and Chelsea's owners have been very, very good. Just because Newcastle have got money, are they going to be money people who think they know football, or are they going to be money people who go, you can have my money, I'll take the credit, but I want to employ football people who know what they're doing in relation to technical directors of football, etc. Because Paulo Fonseca, who's never managed in the Premier League, to come into a Newcastle side that's not that good and try and keep them up, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Lucien Favre is second. Eddie Howe's in there as well. Steven Gerrard, Lampard, Martinez. I mean, the reality is, I think what Newcastle would like is a Zinedine Zidane or an Antonio Conte, who will never take that job at this point. Why should they? People would say, well, they'll get big money, but why should they come and take a project like that that's, 3, maybe 4 years away from where they want to be managing? It's a massive project. It would suit a Gerrard. It could suit a Lampard. A Fonseca's a bit of a risk. And I think where they go next is interesting. I think whoever they go for next, and I remember when Pochettino was linked to Newcastle a year ago when they were going to get taken over, it's a poison chalice to take that job. Steve Bruce is always going to get sacked. He's gone. I think the next Newcastle manager has got a very short shelf life, because they're going to have to be the manager that takes Newcastle all the way to the Premier League title, and that's very, very unlikely. So I feel that this next Newcastle manager is cannon fodder to a certain extent, because no matter what they do, they can't get that. Newcastle want Zidane or Conte or Pep or Klopp. That's what they want. They know they can't get it at the moment, so they'll bring what they can. They'll bring the best of what they can bring in at the moment until they get better to bring in the next manager. You are going to be collateral as players are as well. Whether you're Callum Wilson, whether you're Willock, you're not going to be part of this journey when it gets where it needs to be. And whoever comes in now in January is not really going to be part of that journey. If they bring Martial in, if they bring Lacazette in, 4 or 5 years, 3 years maybe, they'll be trying to get the Haalands and they'll be binning off those players. It's going to be high rotation because that's, and people will say that's harsh and it's cruel, but in football it's not. Newcastle can't bring in Mbappe at the moment. That's what they want to do. To do that, you've got to go through the ranks. So, look, they've done the first thing. I think their next manager is going to be interesting. It's not easy for Newcastle. It's an interesting project to observe because, yes, you've got money, but you just can't go and get the best at the moment because what does it offer other than money? And whilst footballers like money, they also like to win and they like to play in the Champions League. And Newcastle can't offer that at the moment. So it's actually a very skilled job to be involved in Newcastle at the moment because you've got to bring the best you can bring in at the level you can get at the moment, which is why a Lacazette or a Martial would be a very good signing for them at the moment because although they're not the best in the league, they are better than what Newcastle have got and can start building them up the table. And that's probably what they're going to have to look for in a manager. But look, in fairness to Steve Bruce, he is, I think he's a Geordie himself. He's managed Newcastle. He didn't do particularly badly and compared to other managers in recent years. It was right that he got sacked. It was a bad start to the season. New owners are always going to want their new people in and I'm sure he'll get a job elsewhere and I'm sure he'll get paid off handsomely. That's football. Thanks for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Subscribe bottom right hand corner. I'll speak to you all soon.